Good afternoon, everyone. Myself Omkar on behalf of Green Advisors. I welcome you all to the virtual roadshow of Simca Advertising Limited. Today, we will provide a brief overview of the company and its innovative business model. Simca Advertising Limited is a pioneer in outdoor advertising in Mumbai and Maharashtra with a media asset in high traffic areas offering static and LED displays. So it supports a client with the location selection, media planning, tailored OOS campaign execution to enhance visibility and driven results. So, from the management side, we are pleased to have Mr. Fahim Batliwala, Chairman and Managing Director of the company. Good afternoon and welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Then we have Mr. Sumit Sharma, CMO of the company. Good afternoon and welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Omkar.
Also, we have from virtual banking team of Socrates Capital, Mr. Amit Patak. Good afternoon and welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Omkar.
So with that now, I would like to hand over the call to the management to give us a short intro of the company and walk us through the presentation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Omkar. Very good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. Just give me a brief moment before I start with the presentation. Are we able to see the slides?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, everybody. Sorry for the delay. So, to kick off our IPO final investor meet and the roadshow, I want you to walk through the evolution of a company that has spent 5 decades defining the physical landscape of Indian advertisement. Now, our story began 50 years ago, not as a media agency, but as an asset management firm. We understood very early in that stage that out of home advertisement, location is the true currency. We have spent decades identifying and securing prime locations at various high visibility areas and corridors of Mumbai city. Now, today, that foresight has manifested into a powerhouse portfolio, including more than 80 plus holding units in Mumbai city. And some of them, in such corridors, we have created monopoly and a very strong dominance in these areas. Building on this foundation, we've not just sat on these assets, we have evolved with the market. By leveraging our expertise in both direct and indirect marketing, we now have a dedicated agency division of our own. This transformed us from a fully functional media owner into a 360 degrees media solution provider. We don't just provide the space, we provide the strategy, execution, and results. Our reach is now truly national. Through a strategic consortium spread across with more than 250 vendors, we possess the operational muscle to execute seamless pan India campaigns. We are hereby today ready to take this big leap forward of 50 years of stability and trust and pair it with the next phase of high growth of Simca Advertising Limited. Now, let us talk about what Simca advertising is all about. As I was mentioning, we are into out of home advertising. To give you a nutshell, what OH is all about, out of home advertising is vastly classified into hoardings, transit media, advertisements, such as street furnitures like the bus queue shelters. Then we have wall wraps, pole kiosks, etc., gantries, and other things that looks like something like this in the forthcoming slide. Now, let's look at a little operational workflow. This is right from identifying prospective clients, going towards and identifying and creating media plans up till collection of the payment. Our business model runs on these dimensions. Talking about now coverage, as I was mentioning, of Simca Advertising, we owing the assets and the space. Let's look at the Mumbai city map in the forthcoming slide. Omkar, can you just check it's hanging too much on this presentation?
Uh,
Okay. Now, as I was telling you about our coverage in Mumbai city, when we talk about our footprint in Mumbai city, we aren't just talking about volume. We are talking about strategic saturation. Mumbai is arguably the most competitive overage market in India, and our portfolio is anchored by our prime holding units located across Mumbai metropolitan region. We have spent decades curating these assets to ensure they occupy irreplaceable locations. The major arterial routes like the Western Express Highway, the Eastern Express Highway, roads covering the airport circulating areas, then various other transit hubs where the consumer impressions are at their highest. What sets Simca advertising apart is the barrier to entry in out of home advertisement. In a space constrained city like Mumbai, securing new high impact sites is a massive regulatory and logistical challenge. Because we've established our presence early, we own the legacy sites that brands prioritize for high decibel launches. Just a glimpse of our clientele, our portfolio basically itself is a reflection of the market. A few clients that who have shown trust in us are with us for the rest of the critical or outdoor campaigns are mentioned in this slide. A few rewards and recognition which has been rewarded to us by most prestigious and reputed industrial bodies.
Sumit sir. Sumit sir, you are on mute. We are unable to hear you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are
Yes,
now.
now you will.
Yes. Now, moving forward, sorry for the technical glitch. Let's look at the management biography. As we all know, each member brings a unique lens to the table, from deep rooted knowledge of the advertising industry to modern expertise in a 360-degree agency solution. Coming back to Mr. Batliwala, who's there, just to give you a small summarize about him. To lead a 50-year legacy requires a unique balance of honoring tradition and driving disruption. Our chairman and managing director, Mr. Fahim Batliwala, is the architect of our transition from a niche asset management firm to a national OOH powerhouse. With decades of hands-on experience in this industry, Fahim Batliwala has been instrumental in securing our prime assets in Mumbai while steering our evolution into a 360 degrees media agency. Today, we will share the strategic roadmap for our next chapter of growth. Now, let me take you to the senior management profiles. Obviously, these are the backbone of our companies. Our leadership is supported by a senior management tier that brings together a diverse range of expertise from different verticals and functions of the company. This collective brain trust is what allows us to maintain us in this industry at a very high standard while simultaneously scaling national campaigns for our esteemed clientele. Now let's talk about the strategic overview, what we've been doing. It will take a little time for this slide to change. Okay, so now we are planning on expansion into integrated advertisement and marketing services, followed by expansion of media asset with integration with sustainable operational practices, that is setting up with solar panels and adapting eco-friendly technology. Then adaptation of technology-driven interactive format. As we all know, we are converting our static ads now to digital hoardings, so a lot of data and programmatic, businesses on the rise at the moment as we talk about. Parallelly, we are also in the process of creating alliances with various bodies which help us monitor and track. For example, we have created alliances with the government body, that is the RTO, where we install security cameras, and there was an also insurance campaign run by ACO, in where they were clicking the photographs whoever they were flouting the traffic signal norms, and for the hoarding which comes 100 meters ahead of this, their number plates were displayed. So it was really appreciated from all and by all the industry stalwarts. Just a small approach towards how we identify ourselves and position towards our clients. So right from identifying a prospective client to planning the pitch, contacting the right set of people, creating media mix for them, identifying their proper TG, and executing and legislating the plan. This is how we market and we sell our proper marketing team for our esteemed clients. Okay, now let's understand the core business model that we've been discussing all about. So basically, Simca Advertising Limited, we run on three models. First is the asset model, where we own the assets, we sell it to the direct clients. In one of the aforementioned slides, I showed you a list of our clientele who we work with directly. So here we sell our own assets to the client directly, and that is the one way of earning revenue. Second, as I was mentioning, we have an agency division of our own. Now, this is further classified under two. One is the agencies who buy media from us. Second, where we are the agencies and we service to our clientele. For example, Raymond Realty, or could be Sony Live or SBI. One of our esteemed, these are a few top esteemed clients. So we do pan India campaigns for them. So we are not just selling them the assets which are owned by Simca Advertising. So we become an agency for them. We identify and we legislate a media plan for them. We do media buying for them on a pan India level, and we execute a pan India launch for them for any of the upcoming product or launches. Similarly, now coming back to the second part of the agency, where there are different agencies who operate on a continental level. So there are brands like Skodas or Coca-Colas or various international automobile brands who don't work would want to work with agencies at a micro level because they want one point of contact. So they appoint such big agencies like WPPs of the world. They buy media from us because they don't own any assets. So that is the alliance that we have at a pan India level with all the agencies. Now, third, followed by this, is the government business that we are looking at and aiming at. Now, there are two bodies to do the government campaign. One is the DAVP, that is Directorate of Advertising and Visual Publicity. This is the body and institution through which all the central government campaigns are posted, followed by DGIPR, that is for the state government. So, any government campaigns or communication that has to happen through these two bodies. Now, apparently, the deliverables to empanel with these two bodies are so high that it was merely impossible considering the Mumbai city rates to empanel with these two bodies. Simca Advertising Limited, however, has taken the initiative and we have taken the first move advantage and will be the first media owner to get empaneled with these two bodies. We are already under stage two, and all the upcoming government campaigns and bodies that will happen in Mumbai, we'll be the first people to take the order because that is how the mandate works. Followed by there are few Navratna companies and a few nationalized government banks and companies that we are working with directly, like the SBI I was talking about, MPCB, that's the Maharashtra State Pollution Control Board, to name a few. Now let's look at the industry overview of out-of-home advertisement. As of today, the overall OOH industry market in India is estimated in the range of around 6 to 7,000 crores on an annualized basis, as per the recent industry assessment. Within this, the core outdoor hoardings that we are talking in this segment contributes roughly around 70% of the total market, which contributes to another 3 to 4,000 crores in value terms. We are expecting a steady growth of 7 to 8% moving forward on a year-on-year basis. Now, coming back to what we are actually doing is the rise of digital hoardings in India. As we have all observed and living in metro cities, we must have noticed the rise of digital out-of-home advertisement. Over the past 3 years, the fastest growth in the Indian OOH industry has been driven by digital out-of-home and transit media formats such as inside the metros and airports. This growth is largely fueled by better audience measurability, dynamic content capabilities, and increasing urban infrastructure. From an advertiser perspective, real estate, entertainment category, BFSI, automobile, along with healthcare, is emerging very strong post-COVID era. Now, looking ahead, DOH will continue to be the primary growth engine, supported by expansion into tier 2 and tier 3 cities and the rise of programmatic buying, as I was mentioning earlier. Now, let's understand the rise. Why is there a rise of DOH? Obviously, the pros are overweighing the cons. First, it's very highly flexible. Second, is the revenue that I'm talking about. On a static hoarding, formally, I could only sell the hoarding to one client. However, when I convert a static hoarding into a digital hoarding, I am getting the platform to sell it to six different clients parallelly and simultaneously. Therefore, increasing my scope of revenue generation and multiplying the entire revenue by 6 times. So that is the growth I'm talking about. Barring aside the monetary and deliverables, there is flexibility of creative content, there is measurability, there is increased efficiency in smart integration, enhanced visual appeal, and engagement. To give you a small example, uh, on a static hoarding, the time, the turnaround time to change the creative is ideally between 24 to 48 hours. If your creative is running on a tier 2 city, we have to actually print it in a metro city and courier the flex to the tier 2, which takes actually 24 to 48 hours, and then the creative and the communication changes. Talking about metro cities, it still takes around 24 hours, but on the digital, it just takes 5 minutes for us to upload the creative. So that is the time and money which is saved. Omkar, I think I've explained about the business. Financials and other things can be discussed separately.
Okay, fine.
Well, just to give you a small, sorry, a couple of slides pending. A small comparison between a few of our competitors that exist and who are listed at the moment is Bright and Signpost. However, what differentiates us from these competition is we own the assets. The other guys are into transit media, and formerly the Bright is into trended media hoarding assets, signposted into transit, and they only own limited hoardings, wherein we own the hoarding and are into existence since more than 10 years. I think we have spoken about the strength and threats from the government and weaknesses and opportunities. Opportunities are great because by converting our static media into digital holdings, there is not only revenue growth, but we are also, creating increased into market share and getting deeper and increasing the possibility to cater and service more clients.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Omkar ji, you can start with the Q&A.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the presentation, sir. So, I request all the participants to post your questions in the comment box. So, we have first question from Mr. Meenakshi, Miss Meenakshi, that what is driving your strong revenue growth over last 2 years?
I mean, actually, the answer to that is a conversion of static billboards to LED billboards. As Sumit says, once the static billboard has been converted, on the static billboard we had one display, but on LED billboard we have six different displays, and that's what's the reason for the growth of a revenue in that. Because instead of having one client, now we have six different clients on the same billboard.
Thank you. Next question, please. So we have next question from Ms. Kalyani, that how sustainable is your business model in highly competitive OOH advertising market?
See, as I said, that we have few monopolies all over Mumbai. Like if you go to Bandra Ceiling, it completely belongs to Simca Advertising, and the demand is much higher than the supply, and that is the reason we have to convert our sites into LED billboards. Because when there is static over there, there's a 6 months waiting period. So anyone who wants to pick a billboard on Bandra Ceiling, they have to make a booking 6 months prior. Hence, we are converting them into LED. Once that get converted, we can convert those clients also, and which will help us the revenue jump also. And that's how I feel it's very much sustainable at this point of time.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Mr. Raghav, that what makes your company different from other outdoor advertising players?
So Simca is a 50-year-old company. So the billboard that we've put up, we have licenses from last 40 years, old licenses with us. So as per the municipality norms, if you have a billboard at any place, 70 meters around those places, you cannot put up a new billboard. Hence, our billboard is the most prime billboards in Mumbai. So any client who wants to have a campaign without Simca advertising, there cannot be any campaign in Mumbai. So that makes us different, that our sites are the oldest sites and the most prominent sites in Mumbai.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Mr. Gajendra. The client retention has reduced significantly. What are the key reasons behind this?
So what happens
Uh,
earlier, okay, Sumit, you want to go ahead? Okay.
Happy. Right. So what has happened, if you have also noticed, introduction of new clients has also happened. So technically, if we are talking about a real estate client, so once they have launched their product and we have successfully finished it, they will take at least 2 more years to come up with a new campaign or a new product for them to launch. So the repeat business, and as if we are talking about repeat clients, it reduces. However, if you see the new number of clients which have joined is parallelly has increased. So that is the reason, repeated clients graph is showing down. And the data is also till December. So there are a lot of clients who advertise in JFM sector. So this data is only from April till December who has done a billing as compared to the last previous closing.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Mr. Shankar, that what percentage of business comes from the repeat customer?
I believe it's around 25 to
Technically,
30%.
yes.
Because there are a few of our clients like Skoda, YouTube, Amazon, they have taken the sites on yearly basis from us. So it's been going on from last 2, 3 years. The same display is going on billboards.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Ms. Apeksha, that how much revenue contribution do you expect from the digital and smart billboard initiatives in the next few years?
I believe the maximum revenue will come from that because all the clients that we pitch at this point of time, each and every one want digital billboards. Because as Sumit said, if you want to put up a static billboard, it takes 24 hours and it becomes cost effective as well getting into digital because there is no cost, there's no printing cost, no mounting cost. So if a person has taken a billboard for 15 days, for every single day they can change their creatives. So they don't have to print and flex, mount new flex. So that becomes really easy for the client. Hence, I believe the maximum of business that I see is going to come from digital billboards in next few years. And hence that's the reason we are trying to convert maximum of our billboards into digital.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have a next question from Ms. Shruti that आपके business में promoter relationship कितनी important role play करती है?
The promoter relationship in what sense? I didn't understand the question. Promoter relationship with your clients, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, Valenji, we can assume that.
We can assume.
See, see what happens. I have a big team, and all of them are very much capable. We have a lot of team leaders, so they are the usually people they go and speak to the clients. But by any chance, if thing doesn't work out and something changes, that's the time I go and speak to those clients and try to understand what went wrong and what are the issues, and I try to resolve that. But mostly, it's my team who handles them. So promoter doesn't have to go directly and meet the clients. All my team members, team leaders, they go and speak to those clients. That's how it works.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Mr. Subodh that revenue has gone sharply in recent years. So what were the major growth drivers?
The major growth revenue is new clienteles, and secondly is conversion of static into LEDs. In last 3 years, we've converted 18 of our sites into LEDs, which makes the major revenue jump for us. Because as I said, instead of one, we have 6 clients on the same sites. So that's the reason revenue has grown sharply in last few years.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Mr. Balbir that how sustainable are your current EBITDA and PAT margins?
Very much. I believe it's going to grow more because, as I said, we've just converted 18 of them. And in the current year, I want to convert most of my sites. Once more sites that get converted into LEDs, the EBITDA and PAT margins are going to increase because the costing is going to be the same. It's just the working capital that increase and one-time expense that goes high. Apart from that, the profit goes high with that.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Mr. Bhaskar that what operational improvements help improve profitability?
Well, having a lot of new clients, there are a lot of new clientele in a company. For example, there's one banking sector who's just done 25 crores of business with us and signed a 40-year contract with us in the current year. So having new clientele and doing campaigns pan India is helping us improve our profitability.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Mr. Pavneet that receivable days are relatively high. How do you manage working capital efficiently?
Well, Simca is a debt-free company, so whatever profit that we make, we are using that profit into our business right now, and that's how we are managing our working capital in that. And it's an industry norm of having 90 days payment terms, so it's completely okay. Once the billing is done, within 90 days, we get the payment from the client.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Mr. Sandeep that why is operating cash flow lower compared to the reported profits?
As I said, we are using our own money to put up LEDs at this point of time. So all our money that we are making, we are using it to convert into LEDs. And all the LEDs that's in Simca advertising at this point of time, we have put with our own money. That's the reason cash flow is compared as low to profits.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Mr. Sudhir that hoardings and lease expenses are rising. Can margins remain stable going forward?
So being honest, lease expenses are not rising because we have a long-term lease. There's nothing less than 10 and 15 years, and the contract has been made where every 3 years there is a margin increment. And holding rentals, it's about the BMC. They just increase 10% per annum. So I don't think the expenses are going rising a lot. But yes, margins are still going to get better because of conversion of LEDs. Even after conversion, the costing is just the same. The license is the same. The rentals also the same. Hence, I think so. It's not an issue for us.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Mr. Balbir is another question that future growth maintain करने के लिए क्या additional capital की जरूरत पड़ेगी?
Yes, sir. Additional capital की जरूरत है इसलिए IPO के one of the thing हमने दिखाया है कि we using 23 crores of additional working capital because business is growing, 90 days credit cycle है, so we need a lot of additional capital and that is in IPO में the major reason is that of having 23 crores.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Mr. Yash is asking, since the company is almost debt free, why raise funds through IPO instead of internal accruals?
Well, that's my belief that by doing IPO, you get a branding for your company as well. And when your company is a listed company, when you go for government tenders, it becomes really easy to get those tenders. Because these days, government tenders wants corporate companies where the company is listed. Once the company is listed, it's pretty easy to get the tenders. Hence, we are trying to list it. And fund wise, it becomes easier as well because I am more answerable to people. So using of the fund becomes easier as well at the right place.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Ms. Vaidehi, that how independent and effective are the independent director in the decision making?
I believe not very much. It's just when we have the AGM when they come and they give their suggestions, but I don't think so. There are a lot of decision making from them.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Mr. Ravi is asking, related party transaction को कैसे monitor और control किया जा सकता है?
Uh, Related party transaction in what sense? There are a lot of them. So which one are you talking about? In what sense are you asking that question?
Question is also very incomplete, Omkarji. You can go forward.
Exactly.
Thanks. So Mr. Rishi is asking, how risky is the company's dependence on the lease billboard location?
Well, not very much because we are an asset management company and we own more than 38 billboards in Mumbai. And those 38 billboards are the most prominent billboards in Mumbai, where every client has an eye on that billboard. So whether or not we have lease billboards, our assets are really strong and very expensive billboards. So that helps us sell other sites. So the dependency is very less.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Ms. Kavita is asking, how exposed is the company to changes in the government advertising regulations?
Well, the BMC guideline comes in once in 10 years. The guideline just came in January. So for next 10 years, we have nothing to worry about it.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Mr. Pavneet Singh is asking, आप multiple advertising segments में expand कर रहे हो, so execution risk को कैसे manage करोगे?
सर एग्जीक्यूशन रिस्क इसलिए कम है बिकॉज हम इस चीज़ को पूरी स्टडी कर रहे हैं एंड वी आर द ओनली वन. हमारे पास पूरी एक टीम है जो टीम पूरी तरीके से साथ में बैठती है. दे गो अक्रॉस, दे अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग एंड दैट्स व्हेन वी पुट इन मनी. बिफोर दैट वी डोंट पुट मनी. फॉर एग्जांपल बैंगलोर में इतने साल से होर्डिंग की परमिशंस बंद थी. एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम बैंगलोर में होर्डिंग की परमिशन चालू हुई है, इंस्टेड चालू होने वाली है. उसी के बीच में आई हैव ऑलरेडी बीन टू बैंगलोर 7 times just to understand what the market is doing, meet the local people, meet the municipality, what is going to happen. So hence हम हर चीज का रिस्क इवैल्यूएट करते, हर चीज अंडरस्टैंड करते और उसके बाद ही पुट अप करते अपना फंड्स इन दैट.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Mr. Jaspreet is asking, how profitable are LED billboards compared to the traditional static hoardings?
So static hoarding is one display, LED billboards is 6 displays. But any given point of time, पूरे 6 displays होना, it's very difficult. So we take an average of 50% booking. So even when you compare, static billboard is 1 display and LED is 3. So profit is into 3 when it's compared to static and LED billboard.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Mr. Veer is asking, in and out of home advertisement solution, can you please clarify how traditional hoardings, kiosk or digital kiosk are under our ownership, contract or control?
How traditional hoarding kiosk and digital kiosk are under our ownership control contract. So in the sense, I didn't understand if you're talking about ownership. Yeah, all the municipality permissions, the landlord NOCs, and everything is in the name of Simca Advertising Limited. We have all the permissions, we have all the contracts for 10 years with us. So it's not at all risky. And I still didn't understand exactly what he wants to know.
Mr. Veer,
Sumit, can you help me with the answer this question? Did you understand, brother?
Please clarify how traditional holdings, kiosks, and digital are under our. No, I'm also a little confused with the question.
We can simplify this question and then move forward. Well, let's go forward now.
yes. So Mr. Jayesh is asking, how is the billing done for traditional formats and digital kiosks? To add further, basis for a charging period, how do you measure the efficiency of outdoor hoarding or kiosk?
So what happens? Every hoarding has a different pricing. Like if you go to Bandra ROB, the price is going to be different. When you come to Lokhandwala market, the pricing is going to be different. So what happens? It on the demand and supply as well. Like Bandra ROB, I know that site is going to get booked throughout the year because there is scarcity, because there is demand more. So the pricing are higher on that side. Where compared to Lokhandwala side, where we feel the pricing we should keep it a little lesser because the demand is not that much. So total demand and supply situation. The areas there you go where the demand is high, the price is high. Where the supply is less, where the supply is more, the pricing is lesser. That's how we define the efficiency of hoarding or kiosk.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Mr. Sarabjit is asking, do we own digital OH assets? Please give details like LED displays, LED billboards, and interactive kiosk.
Yes, we do owe 18 of them at this point of time. We have at Bandra Sea Link, we have at Juhu Circle, we have at Lokhandwala, we have at Link Road, we have Goregaon. So basically, at this point of time, we have 18 of us, and we are planning to convert 10 more of them. And LED displays, in the sense, what happens, the display depends on the client, what clients wants to put. So all the time, if there is no booking, we put up a contact number on that, saying Simca Advertising Limited, and we get any booking. That's how LED displays comes up.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Ms. Pranjali is asking, in the financials, we have achieved 75 CR in FY25, but for 9 months period, ended revenue is at 42 CR. Any specific reason for the slowdown in the revenues?
So being honest, we've already closed financial year 2026 at 123 crores. So I think I have answered your question on that.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Ms. Viva is asking, what could be the key USP for us? Is it ownership control of the prime holding sites or the long-term contract with the key customers?
Well, all the ownership is with Simca Advertising Limited, and all the contracts are for more than 10 years. So at this point of time, all of them are long term. There's nothing that's short term. Each and every site that we have is on long term displays on that and long term bookings. That's how it works.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Mr. Jogi is asking, trade receivables for the December 25 is 33 CR, which is 78% of the revenue. So what is the current status on these receivables? Any reasons for the delay in recovery?
Sir, as I said, that it takes 90 days after billing. So if we closed at 120 crores, if we take 3 months, 30 crores is always going to be outstanding in the market. That's how it works. So anything, the price that we close throughout the year, 3 months is the credit period that we give to the client.
And this is for every company in this industry. We are not the
Every
only
company, yes.
Yes.
As an industry norm of 90 days. Whether you compare Signpost or you compare Bright, everywhere, 90 days is the industry norm.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Next question, please. So Ms. Shruti is asking, can you elaborate on GST cases as the amount is large enough as at 19.34 CR? What is the current status?
The GST case is basically on a different one, not in the limited company. And secondly, we've gone for appeal. And 2018-19, we've already won the appeal. The case has already been dismissed.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Ms. Apeksha is asking, what is the kind of growth rate are you looking in the next couple of years?
Okay, if you see 2 years ago, we were at 43 crores. Then next year we were 73 crores. And this year we closed at 123 crores. This is all I have done with my own money. Simca is a debt-free company. So once the IPO comes up, you can really see the kind of growth we can make. So I think that answers your question. But yes, it's going to be really nice. That's what I believe. But I don't want to give numbers at this point of time because I want my numbers to speak for me.
Great, sir. Thank you. Next question, please. So Mr. Pradnesh is asking, based on FY25 profits, the offer price of 183 works out to the PE of 21.96. Please elaborate.
So ideally, if we check currently in terms of Bright and Signpost was somewhere around 2019. Bright is at this point of time also at 40p. So if we take the numbers of December FY25, yes, the P is of 21.96 as mentioned. But if we take the numbers of March, the P is very much lesser than this.
As on March, the P is around 15 to 16.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Mr. Jogi is asking, the number of media asset increased from 86 in FY23 to 150 to December 25. So how much additional capex or lease commitments will future expansion require?
I believe the major expenditure and capital expense that we have is converting the static hoarding into an LED billboard. That cost around 2 CR. Apart from that, we don't need a lot of additional capex for that. So the kind of additional capital that I am looking from my IPO at this point of time should be enough for the maximum number of growth that I'm looking for.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Mr. Pavanith is asking, LED billboards in use increased from 36 in FY24 to 72 to December 25. Are the digital assets generating materially higher realization than the static billboards?
Yes, sir, absolutely. I've already answered the question because static is 1 and LED is 6. Hence, it's higher realization than static billboard.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Mr. Veer is asking, expansion के लिए आप lease model prefer करोगे या own asset?
Sir, own assets. That's the reason I'm going to different cities. Like as I said about Bangalore, I want to put up my own assets in Bangalore as well.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Ms. Apeksha is asking, how scalable is your execution capability if campaign volumes increase significantly?
Sir, as I said that even last month, from last 4 months, from like it's from March, April, May, June, July, I have got a very big name mutual fund bank who has given a campaign worth 10 crores every month, and we are doing it pretty nicely. It's going pretty nice, pretty smooth as a pan India campaign, and we are doing extremely well for them. And hence they've extended the contract with us.
Thank you, sir.
So
Next
for a
question,
single
please.
client, if you're spending 10 crores, so it's pretty easy for us. That's not a problem at all.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Mr. Pawan is asking, what is driving your expansion outside Maharashtra?
Well, all our clientels. It's not that we just do campaigns in Mumbai or Maharashtra. We are doing pan-India campaigns for our different clients. Hence, and I believe Bangalore sounds really nice at this point of time. That is the reason I want to expand out of Maharashtra. To next step is Bangalore. Apart from Bangalore, once I'm settled in Bangalore, we'll go to other cities as well. But it's all clientele, the demand of clients.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Ms. Pranjali is asking, how large is the demand for immersive and technology-driven advertising solution among your clients?
It is the
Yes,
best one
still,
because he's the one who's handling clients with that. Yeah.
yes. Our audience and our customers and clients are still evolving at the moment. So we are still already having, technology-driven advertisement like interactive advertisements in the mall, and outside of the mall also we are starting with scan the barcode and win the prizes or something. But due to government norms, we are not able to at the moment run very interactive advertisements at the moment. However, once those limitations are cleared, I'm sure we'll be able to use these technology in a more efficient form in the future.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Ms. Shriya is asking, are you focusing more on direct clients instead of agency-based business?
Yes,
Hi.
the margins in direct clients are relatively higher than the agency business. So yes, our focus will always be more on direct clients.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So Mr. Imran is asking, what percentage of future growth is expected from digital advertising formats?
I think Fahimba has already answered that the kind of growth that we are looking at from digital holdings is tenfold, I would say, because there are a lot of hoardings which are still yet to convert into digital, which have got highly demand, as we were explaining the demand and supply. Just like real estate, the supply of hoardings are limited. The demand from the clients are very increasing at a rapid moment. So after conversion of that, we are not only able to increase the prices of the hoardings, but also we are able to catch up on more customers at the moment. So the revenue growth is high. To give you an example, at Juice Circle, a static hoarding sells for 15 lakh rupees a month. Similarly, a digital hoarding also sells at 15 lakh rupees a month. So formally, 3 years back when my static hoarding was into existence, I was only making 15 lakh rupees a month. Now I'm making 60 lakh rupees a month from the same site.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. Thank you, Jogi Bhai.
Thank you, Jogi Bhai. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Yes,
Imran. Thank you so much.
I think, sir, we have covered majority of the questions. So before we end the session, I would like to ask from your closing remark.
Friends, you can go forward for the closing remarks.
Just want to thank everyone for all your question answers. I hope I answered all your questions. It's my IPO, it's my first IPO. I'm very excited about it. I have given my best. I hope you guys support me. Whatever you guys think, thank you for everything. Thank you so much, guys.
We're very open with the response that we are receiving. Thank you all.
Yes,
Thank you.
well
Thank
said,
you
sir.
so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Faisal sir. Thank you, Kumit sir. Thank you, Amit sir.
Thank you.
And thank you all the participants for joining us today.
Subscription starts from tomorrow, as we are all aware, and we are looking forward for a blockbuster IPO now.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
you.
See you. Bye, guys. Bye.